Every day, I bring League of Legends characters to life with their original voices. Day 27. Azir. I was once a mortal emperor, proud, ambitious, standing at the edge of immortality. I ruled ancient Shurima, a land of sun-blessed splendor, its golden capital towering over endless sands. Victory followed me like a shadow, yet in the moment of my greatest triumph, my pride blinded me, and I was betrayed, cut down, cast into oblivion. For 1,000 years, I was nothing, not even memory. But now I have returned, reborn in ascended glory, forged from the sun itself, and I will see Shurima rise again. Long ago, our empire stretched across the continent, a realm of many peoples brought together under the banners of invincible armies and guided by ascended beings, divine warriors, chosen by the sun disk. Shurima was the beating heart of the world, and its capital, cradled by the sun's power, was a jewel unmatched. I was the youngest of the Emperor's sons, small, overlooked, and destined for obscurity. No one believed I would rise. With so many heirs ahead of me, the throne was but a dream slipping through sand. I was expected to join the priesthood or govern some forgotten province. But even then, I held a deep love for knowledge, preferring scrolls to swords, the library over the training grounds. While others learned to fight under the mighty Renekton, I found my strength in the tomes of the Grand Library of Knossos. It was there I met him, a nameless slave boy, clever and curious, always sent to fetch texts for his master. In Shurima, slaves had no names. But I broke the law. I named him Xerath, the one who shares, and made him my personal attendant. We became inseparable, bound by friendship and a shared hunger to understand Shurima's past and the mysteries of the Ascended. One night, during a royal caravan stop at a fabled oasis, Xerath and I slipped away under the stars, mapping constellations to match those we studied in the library. As we charted the heavens, assassins descended on our camp, sent by enemies of the Empire. One found us. He lunged at me with a blade drawn, but Xerath tackled him before he could strike. In the struggle, I took up a dagger and drove it into the assassin's throat. Grabbing his sword, I raced back, only to find the attackers slain and my family in ruins. Renekton had protected the Emperor, but none of my brothers survived. I told my father of Xerath's bravery, begging him to reward my friend, but he did not even listen. To him, Xerath was just a slave, beneath notice. But I swore then that he and I would be brothers. One day, with my brothers dead, and the Empress yet to bear another child, I was named heir. But our kingdom soon descended into blood and paranoia. Believing treachery lurked everywhere, my father launched a cruel purge. Even as Crown Prince, my life was fragile. The Emperor despised me, and I knew he wished I had died with my brothers. So I trained. I learned to wield a blade and command legions under Renekton's fierce guidance. But still, Xerath remained closest to me, my shadow, my right hand, my most trusted advisor. I sent him across the Empire to study, to learn, to grow strong in wisdom. I had plans, dangerous ones. Years passed. The Empress, despite many pregnancies, bore no more living children. Whispers of a curse echoed through the palace, and some blamed me. I silenced them, harshly. Then, on the night she finally bore a son, a healthy heir, the sky itself turned against us. A terrible storm struck the palace, and by dawn, both mother and child were dead. Some say lightning claimed them. Others whispered darker truths. The Emperor, maddened by grief, ended his own life, or so we claimed. His charred remains were found among his guard, his death shrouded in fire and mystery. I became Emperor. With Xerath at my side, I ruled justly, expanded our borders, and forged a legacy that rivaled the greatest of Shurima's past. I drafted secret plans to abolish slavery, It was a system on which the Empire had been built, but it was wrong. Even from Xerath, I hid this vision, for it was the one wedge between us. I knew he longed for freedom, but he wanted it through power. I wanted it through change. In time, I wed. I fathered many children through consorts and concubines, and still, Xerath stood beside me, helping me shape a Shurima, destined to outshine the stars. But for that, I had to ascend. I declared that I would undergo the rite of ascension, an honor reserved for dying heroes, not living rulers. Many doubted me, questioned my pride, but I would not be swayed. The sun itself would recognize my worth. On the day of the ceremony, tens of thousands gathered. My armies, my people, all watched as I stepped onto the ascension platform. Renekton and Nasus were absent, sent by Xerath to handle an urgent matter. Still, I climbed toward the sun disk, my heart full. And then, I turned to Xerath, and I freed him. Not just him, but every slave in Shurima. I was going. Xerath had changed. Knowledge had twisted into power, and freedom into hatred. He had studied dark magic in secret. At the peak of the ceremony, he struck, betrayed me, cast me from the platform, and took my place. I fell. Fire consumed me. Pain, light, and then nothing. The sun disk unleashed its fury. Xerath's stolen ascension warped the ritual. The power meant to elevate destroyed everything. Shurima crumbled, cities burned, palaces turned to dust. The sun disk fell from the sky. All that remained was ruin, and I vanished from the world. For centuries, I was forgotten, a ghost, until the blood of my last descendant spilled on the ancient altar and woke me. I rose. Incomplete. My body was formed from sand and light, my memories scattered. I wandered through the wreckage, lost, until I found her, a woman, stabbed in the back, lifeless. I didn't know her name, but her features, she bore my blood. I carried her to the oasis. The sacred waters had dried, but as I walked, springs erupted beneath my feet. I placed her into the pool. The water healed her wound. I had saved her, and in that moment, I ascended. The sun ignited within me. My armor reformed in brilliance. The sands obeyed my will. The city began to rise. From ruin and memory, Shurima emerged radiant once more. The sun disk lifted high into the heavens, and the waters flowed again at my command. I climbed the temple steps and summoned the sands to show me the past. I saw it all. The betrayal, the ruin, the death of my people. And at last, I understood the depths of Xerath's hatred. I felt him, far away, still alive. I swore then, beneath the burning light of the disk, I will reclaim what is mine. I will restore Shurima, and I will have vengeance.